The Dallas Cowboys did not find their number 2 wide receiver. So we're still looking at CeeDee and the cassette, CeeDee and the Lamb, at CeeDee and the maybes. Is there an answer for the Cowboys that are currently on their roster? When you look around, you're thinking about, hey, Jalen Tolbert, can you be that guy? You've had ample opportunities to do it. I know that they're really big, Clarence, on Johnathan Mingo, Ryan Flournoy, maybe some of the guys that can rise up as an undrafted free agent. But I do have a guy and a half. I got a guy and a half that I think the Cowboys could use to bolster. I'm not going to say they're going to be an electrifying number 2, but they could eat up the yardage and the productivity that a number 2 wide receiver would do. You want to know the whole person or the half a person?
The fact that you need a guy and a half is the problem.
I got a guy and a half.
Okay.
I got.
Therein lies the problem.
Look, we play spades. I got one in the possible.
There you go.
I got one in the possible.
Do you really have one though?
I got one in the possible.
Okay.
My one, Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
I think Jake Ferguson, who had a ton of promise after that 2023 season, over 700 yards, close to 800 yards, 5 touchdowns in that. It was averaging a little under 11 yards per catch. Then he comes back. He has the knee and the concussion injury. Dak goes out, so he didn't have his quarterback. The chemistry is not there. I think he has to take and will take the jump. Not the step, but the jump. And giving Dak in this offense that bona fide middle of the field, and not just the Witten yards, not those empty yards that don't result in the touchdowns, but a guy who can have 900 to 1,000 yards and have anywhere between 5 and 8 touchdowns, be a red zone threat, middle of the field threat, condense the field so that now the other guys aren't dealing with cloud coverage so much, and now they can eat in this process as well.
Michelle and Jason, I just wanted to know that was him who talked about empty yards, not me.
Oh.
Put that on him.
I'll take it. I'll take
Todd Archer, I know how you keep score. That was him, not me.
I'll take it, Whit. I'll take it.
That was him.
Put it on me.
Wasn't me. I like Ferguson. I think this is a big year for him. Obviously, contract year, big year for him. There was a lot of expectations coming into last season. He got hurt. He got the knee injury, then he got a concussion, and really never became the guy we thought he was going to be able to emerge into after that big season 2 years ago. And to me, it's not about number 2 receiver. It's about number 2 or number 3 option. Dak loves his Linus's blanket. Tight ends are his Linus's blanket. You go back to Schultz. He likes to throw that seam route. He's excited about Ferguson coming back into. He's a seam god. He likes to throw that seam route. And Ferguson certainly made his bones on that 2 years ago. And you need him to be that reliable guy, that other guy, that number 2 out, especially on third down. You need a first down. That's a guy Dak wants to go to or likes to go to. Is going to be reliable, have good hands, be strong. When I talk about one reason I like Ted, because they need a receiver that can make the tough contested catch, a strong guy, and break a tackle or catch the ball, in coverage. And that's what your tight end should do and is supposed to do. And so Ferguson's going to be that. As far as the 1.5 and the receiver and whether it's Mingo or whoever else.
No, I didn't tell you who my half was.
Okay.
I didn't tell you who my possible was.
I'm just saying they still need another guy. You still need a guy to take some pressure, the doubles on CeeDee, open things up on the other side. You still need a receiver, not a tight end, a receiver. I would like Jamison Williams because he got the speed to go down the field, take the top off the defense, whatever else. You still need a bigger receiver or an impactful player at receiver. And one thing that Dak and Jerry and everybody talks about, we like our guys. We like Ferguson. We like the guys on our roster. We're hopeful that they can develop, but we still need a number 2. They never, you go back, never waver on the fact that they want a number 2. Okay, they need a number 2.
Let me challenge that thought process.
That's their thought process.
I know. Are they saying that because they truly mean it? Because we've talked about on our shows about how much they like and how they feel about Johnathan Mingo, who was a second-round draft pick. They talked about him. Are they truly saying that because they mean it, or they're saying that because it's what we want to hear? Are they saying, here, man, damn, we're going to keep saying it, but we haven't done anything that's actionable that truly says that we want or need the number 2 wide receiver?
I think it's the reverse. I think they're saying that we like our guys because they haven't done anything actionable.
Right, but you're saying that they're also saying that, but we need a number two. But they haven't done anything in free agency, in the draft. I know they said they wanted to.
They really tried. They really wanted to.
If they wanted to, they could have got Golden. They could have got Luther Burden.
They wanted to get it. So
they could have got.
With the draft, it's always about value, and they didn't want to take one at 12. If they had traded down, they may have taken Golden. They may have taken your guy from Ohio State or whatever else. But it was about where they were. They tried their darndest. They wanted Ted at 12. He was gone. Then they tried to trade back their darndest, okay? And then when it came to other spots in the draft, they just valued other guys. They stuck to their board. So, yes, I think because they haven't done anything actionable, they're saying, we believe in Tolbert. We believe in Mingo. We believe we can get something there. But from the before the start of the draft, through the draft, after the draft, I talked to Dak. He loves Ferguson. He loves me. We talked about the size that Mingo had. I talked about when he showed up. He does have the size you like and the speed you like. He just hadn't done nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't show a pulse in Carolina. And I know we can talk about, he didn't have a quarterback and they were all this transition. I've seen receivers make plays with bums. Okay? They've made plays with quarterbacks. And I'm not asking you to be Keisha. I'm not asking you to be CeeDee, who made a lot of plays with a backup quarterback. I'm just asking you to show a pulse. Be an impact player, show something, show some type of promise. He has not shown that they're hoping. The hopium is there that he can still do that. And the hopium is there for Tolbert to still take the next step. But short of that, they haven't done it yet. And until you've done it, we don't know. And so if there's something better that comes along that we can get, we're going to try to do that.
All right, my half of receiver, my half a man.
Half a man.
Is one of your guys. Jaydon Blue.
Jaydon Blue.
I believe that
my boy Blue.
That once Jaydon Blue gets acclimated into this offense, gets his sea legs underneath him, and really kind of locks in on what NFL football looks like. I think with his speed, and I remember watching him up close and personal when we were at AT&T Stadium when they played Ohio State, and he had some plays in that game, and talking to his coach Tashard Choice and hearing about what kind of receiver that he is. With that speed and that ability, that is a kind of guy, if you're looking at where he's going to play and not being an every down back, you can get him involved in the underneath passing game. Because when he gets the ball in his hands as a running back, he knows how to operate in space. He knows how to set blocks up. He knows how to defeat blocks. He has good contact balance, and he can outrun angles.
And he can make you miss. He can do this.
He can make you miss. He can make you miss in a phone booth.
Yes,
and once he gets a step on you, it's beep, beep. Look at my brake lights.
I'm glad you brought it up because I'm challenging you because I've already talked to him. I need you to talk to him. Let's get the shard on here. Let's get the shard on here to talk about that. But I know
I've called him a couple times. The problem is he's actually a coach.
I know.
So he's working. He's a coach of the Detroit Lions. So they're in meetings in the morning time when we're doing the show, man. But we'll see if the Cowboys can lock in and hone in on what their number 2 wide receivers will be. I think they may have 1.5 already on the roster. We'll see what Jerry and company does with the rest of this offseason. They can bring someone in via trade, via free agency. But if they do, if they don't, we'll still be here to watch, and we'll report back with you.